What about you, Shiraj? Shiraz. Okay, Shiraz.
Yes, sir.
You are settled, na? I mean, you have your notebook with you, pen and notebook, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. By the way, what is the meaning of your name,
Pardon?
Shiraz? What is the meaning of your name? You could not hear me?
I think it's a name of a place.
It's the name of a place. Okay. Okay. Yes, Savio, can you please speak? Turn the mic on. You had to give me the answer for the last question that we were doing.
Yes, sir.
Did you calculate or no?
No. 5
No.
minutes.
Why? 5 minutes? What 5 minutes? I won't wait 5 minutes. Na? It was a homework, Savio. It was a homework, na? Okay, so just remember these homeworks, okay? Remember these homeworks, okay? Now let us move on to the next topic, okay? Any doubt till here? And Sarah, did you get any recording or something of the previous lectures?
No, sir.
No, nothing. Okay.
No.
Wait a second. States of matter, states of matter, states of matter. They have not made a playlist, I think. Mariam, just sorry, Mariam. Sarah, just look at this link now. Mariam, just right now. Okay. Am I audible, Mariam? Mariam did not have to give me any answer because she gave the answer back. Okay. I'm waiting for some other people. They have not joined yet. Yes, Sarah, did you check the link?
Yes, sir, I'm trying.
You're trying, okay. Yeah, so is it working?
Sir, it's loading. Yeah, it came.
Okay, so can you see lecture 1, lecture 2, and so on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So maybe save this link or something. I don't think they have made a playlist out of it. So maybe you can also save those videos as a playlist. Okay. So you see that MEC, that is Middle East, I mean, that is your batch. Okay.
Okay.
So all the recording will have the title of ME and dash C. Okay. So where did we end? Okay, we ended at the Partial pressure. Okay, we have not done any questions on partial pressure. I think we did one, but in that we did not do anything regarding the mole fractions, right? We did not do anything regarding the mole fraction. Okay. So write a question, guys. Yeah. Write a question. A neon dioxygen mixture contains 70.6 gram of dioxygen and 167.5 gram of neon. 167.5 gram of neon. If the pressure of what of the mixture of gas, the pressure of mixture of gas in the cylinder is 25 bar. What is the partial pressure of dioxygen and neon? Okay, now this is a real question. Okay, this is a real question. Why I am saying this is a real question? Because what they have asked is partial pressure. Now, partial pressure can never be measured. Okay, please remember what I'm saying. Partial pressure can never be measured. Why? Why the partial pressure can never be measured? For example, if I have a container like this, and in this we have two gases, gas 1 and we have gas 2. Now we can measure the total pressure because we can put a manometer and we can measure the total pressure. But we will never know. I mean, we don't have any instrument which can measure the partial pressure. We can calculate the partial pressure. So a good question is that question in which you calculate the part that should be calculated. Calculate the part that should be calculated. There is no other way. So this is a very good question. Please write this question and then try. I think you can, first of all, picture it, what is happening. You take a container, then add 70.6 gram of dioxygen, then add 167.5 gram of neon. Then think about pressure is related to which concentration term. And from there you will get the answer. Okay. And they have told that the pressure of mixture of gas, that means the P total they have given as 25 bar. Okay, P total they have given as 25 bar. So it is just the relationship that we just did in last class. So please do this. Let me know when you're done. And also let me know if you're stuck somewhere, okay? Or if someone is having any problem in understanding the question. Muhammad, how are you? Muhammad joined, no? Yes, Muhammad, how are you? Hello, you are not audible, Muhammad? You're still not audible, Muhammad. Yeah, your mic is on. No, I can't hear you. Can you please rejoin? Your mic is on. I can see that. Ishma, progress? Any progress? Tell me. Muhammad. What did you say, Hishma?
I said no.
No progress? Okay. What about you, Mariam?
Still finding moles.
Okay. What about you, Samaira? What are you doing?
Sir, actually, I didn't attend the previous classes, so I don't know.
Very good, very good. But you, for a very short duration, you came, right? I think so. You joined for a while. No,
No, sir.
no. Okay. Yes, Muhammad. Can you speak now? Hello. No, you're not still. You're still not audible. What are you using?
Sir,
Yes,
I
yes.
have
Tell me.
sent my answer. I hope
Okay.
this is correct.
So, no, no, no. But you have sent me only one answer. What is that? Yes, Aisha.
Sir, wait, let me check once again. I have sent you the correct answer, right?
Can you tell me what is this? No, I can't hear you. Which laptop are you using? Muhammad. Okay, it is a Windows laptop. So do you see a mic icon somewhere in the, what do you say, this taskbar? Maybe you can click this and you can see if Zoom has the access to your microphone or not. Or you can also select a microphone. If you will, I mean, where you have the mute button, no? There will be a down or an up arrow. From there, you can select one of those microphones. Maybe select whichever is working. Yes, Aisha, you did not tell me what is this?
So now can you check? Actually,
Yeah.
I wrote the half answer, like
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sending you one.
Okay. And what about neon? Okay. Yeah. Correct. Very good.
So actually, my keyboard was getting stuck. That's
Okay. You're still not audible, Mohammed. I don't know why. Yes, Mohammed. Nothing. I don't know why. Those who have calculated the number of moles, please send me the number of moles now. Those who have calculated the number of moles. Okay, you may try that, Mohammed. Yes, Mariam, correct. Sarah, your dioxygen is correct, but neon is just not correct. I don't know, Mohammed. You're not audible. Still not audible. I don't know what is happening. Sorry. Yes, Savi, Mohammed is not audible, no? Right? I think the problem is not from my side.
Oh, no, sir, he's not audible.
He's not audible, no? Yeah, Mohammed, can you try speaking again?
Hello, sir.
Ha, now you're audible. Now you're audible.
Okay.
Okay, so did you try the homework?
Last
Naina?
class I wasn't there, sir.
Last class, you were there.
No, sir, I wasn't there.
Day before yesterday, you were not there?
No.
No. What is the last topic that you read? What was the last topic? Tell me now.
This one, sir. Dalton's law of partial pressure.
So Savio, can you tell him that he was present in the last lecture? Savio, was he present in the last lecture? Yes, Savio.
Sir, his name was written over there.
Sorry.
His name was written. for
Yeah,
that.
his name was written, and he's also saying, sir, that he read Dalton's law of partial pressure in the last class, but he was not present in the last class. You were present, Muhammad. What has happened to the attention span, you guys? You are forgetting what has happened day before yesterday. Do you remember now, Muhammad? Sarah, did you recalculate the number of moles for neon? Yes, Sarah. Yeah, correct. Okay, everyone is doing right. No one is stuck. Is it there someone who is stuck? Savio, Muhammad, Samaira, Ishma, anyone? Aisha has given the answer.
Sir, I don't know how to do.
हाँ, you तो don't know how to do. कोई नहीं. आज आप झेलिए थोड़ा. Why did you not come in the last class, Samaira?
So actually my net got over.
Can you please repeat that?
My net got over, sir.
So you consumed all data.
No, actually, we have to pay the bill, so we didn't pay and then got off. Over.
Oh, baap re baap. It is that rude. I mean, it is that strict. Okay. So you should try now. I mean, देखिए. This is what will happen if you just miss one class. Also because this is 2-hour class, na? But you were present yesterday, right? Yeah, Samaira, you were present yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday I was.
Okay, I mean, for this question, you will not know how to do, but we will be starting a new topic. So from there, you can, I hope, yeah. Yes, you can understand from there. Kinetic theory, you can understand from there. Partial pressure is not needed there, no? No, it's not. Okay, guys, I'm waiting. Sarah, You're doing na? You're calculating, right?
Yes, sir.
And so don't take so much time. Why calculations is tough? It's lengthy. Calculations are lengthy.
No, sir, I'm doing.
Doing okay, okay. You must have calculated like this. First of all, number of moles. That is equal to 70.6. Grams. What is the number of moles of oxygen? No? Number of moles of oxygen divided by 32 grams per mole. Grams will be getting eliminated, and you will get. I think most of you have got us 2.21, and number of moles of N2. N2 is how much? Not N2, na? Neon. We have neon. Sorry. (167.5) divided by 20. Divided by 20. If this was divided by 10, this will be how much? If this was divided by then this will be 16.75 divided by 2, and this will be equal to 8.75 का था, yeah, 375. 8.375 mole. Okay, Mariam has given me answer. Correct. Mariam. Very good, correct. Now after this, what did you guys do? Hishma, you calculated the number of moles, and after that, what are you doing? Yes, Hishma.
The mole fraction x1 is equal to n1.
Chi1, not x1, na? Chi, na? Chi. Mole fraction. It is represented as chi. This is not x, this is chi. Okay. Okay, this is, for example, what is this? What is this? What is this?
Alpha?
Alpha, na? It is not A, na? Is it A?
No.
No, na? It is alpha. Okay. So similarly, that is chi. Okay, similarly, that is chi. Sara, you are answering ulta. देखिए जरा. I think you're answering.
Yeah, sorry, sir. वो उल्टा हो गया.
कोई बात नहीं. Okay. So chi1, what is chi1 here? I will not write chi1. I will rather write chi of O2 is equal to number of moles of O2 divided by number of moles of O2 plus number of moles of neon. The number of moles of O2 is equal to how much? Number of moles of O2 is equal to 2.21 divided by 2.21 plus 8.375. So tell me, what will be this amount? 2.21 divided by 5 plus 0. So you will have here 5, 7 plus 1, 8, 3 plus 2, 5, 8 to 10. Yes, guys. 2.21 upon.
Yes, sir.
So I think this will be somewhere around what I can. This is, yeah, approximately 0.2. I think this will be somewhere around 0.2.
Sir, how do we find the value without like calculating? Like approximate.
Without approximating, or you're asking how to approximate?
Yes, sir.
अरे see, देखिए हम तो ऐसे करते हैं कि this 2 by 10 ना, it is approximately 2 by 10, I can say, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
2 by 10 na, approximately, because for example, if I double this, then I will be getting 5.85 also. Okay. So I just took that 2 by 10, and that is approximately 0.2. 1.1 by 5 is 0.2. ये practice से आता है और कुछ नहीं है, ऐसा trick नहीं है कोई. You will get it only after practice. What is the real answer? Did you calculate? How much is this?
0.21.
0.21 है ना? So now you know, when you will have, for example, now if you will get something like this 2.1 divided by 10.4, then also you will directly write na 0.2
Yes, sir.
है ना? So this is, I mean, this is how practice, it makes you better at approximations है ना? So if you, this is 0.2, then I don't, so I hope you did not calculate for neon, right? You did 1 minus 0.2, or did you calculate? How many of you calculated the whole thing?
Then I calculated.
Very good. देख यही तो प्रैक्टिस कीजिए तभी आएगी ना ये सारी चीजें. We can do this ना? Yes or no? 1 minus 0.2. Hishma, what did you do?
I calculated.
Very good, very good. What about you, Sarah?
Sir, I calculated.
वाह, देखिए दिमाग ही नहीं किसी का चालू है, लग गए बस दौड़ में. Okay, so partial. Yeah, correct. Sorry, very good. Correct. Okay. So 1 minus 0.2 is 0.8. भाई हम सोच रहे इतना टाइम क्यों लग रहा है? Okay, fine. Now what you have to do? Nothing, na? The question is over, because partial pressure of, let us say for O2 will be equal to the mole fraction. Mole fraction is 0.2 into 25 bar. And here for neon, partial pressure of neon, it will be equal to 0.8 into 25 bar. Acha. How much is this this amount? You can directly write the answer, na? Yes or no? Tell me. Tell me. 5 bar. 5 bar, na?
Yes,
And this will
sir.
be approx. This will be how much? 25 eights are. 25 fours is 100. 25 eights is 200. And 200 में आप एक point लगा दीजिए. Right? So you just put a point in 200. This will be 20 bar. Okay. So what is the original answer? 5.25, na? 5.75. 5.25 is there, na? 5.25. Many of you got, oh no, 5.25. And this is how much? 19.75. Okay. 19.75. So at least if you give approximate answers, it will be fine. Then you can calculate. I mean, if you get time, then you calculate it later. है ना? So, but practice, only practice will make you good at approximations. And you see how helpful the approximations are. Also, see, for example, what did you do here? Did you guys divided this whole thing? Tell me about this now. Hishma, did you divide this? Like 167.5 divided by 2?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But see, halves are very important. Halves are very important. Okay. So for example, if you have 0.75 now, 0.75 divided by 2 will be equal to 0.375. Right? Similarly, 0.25 by 2 will be equal to 0.125. Right? So whatever is after decimal points, and if you want to just half them, you can treat them as, for example, if you wanted to calculate about 250, you can treat this as 750, you can treat this as 250. Okay. But again, these things also, they will only come after calculations. After you had done a lot of practice, then only you will be understanding. That's why you will see many people are very fast at calculations. Practice, nothing else. Okay. Fine. So let us move on to today's topic. By the way, did you guys get any thing regarding tutorial? Tell me na. Nothing, I think. Okay. Now, all of you write the next topic. Kinetic theory of gases. Kinetic theory of gases. Kinetic theory of gases. Okay. Now, what we want to do here is those who have learned Vesper theory with me, they know what is going to happen. We are going to make a theory for gases. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Hishma, Mariam, Samaira. Samaira, आपको यहाँ से समझ में आएगा. Okay?
Yes, sir.
है ना? So let us talk about gases. Let us talk about gases and let us write some postulate. And what do you guys think about gases? Okay, what do you guys think about gases? Like the first thing that we can say about the gas size is that the molecules or the atoms of any gas, they will be very small particles. Yes or no? They will be not large, correct?
Yes, sir.
So one thing that we will start with is that they are very small. So all gases are made up of very large number of small particles. Now in particles, molecules and atoms both are meant in particles. Okay, both are meant in particles. Okay. Also, it is a property of gas. Now, what is the property of gas? What do you think about these very large number of small particles? Will they be nearby or will they be very far apart?
Very far apart.
Far apart.
Very far apart. Hai na? So slowly we are going. Now we are telling where are they? Hai na? First of all, we identify what are they. So they are what? They are very, I mean, they are large number, but they are very small particles. Now, we are talking about the configuration. Where are they? So where are they? They are very far apart. So then you will write the molecules are separated. The particles, the particles are separated. Now treat each of these points as questions. Okay. So you don't remember these theories. Remember the questions. What question is the theory answering? So first of all, what are they? Enough. Then you can yourself remind that they are small particles. Then where are they? They are very far apart. So please, I'm saying that don't remember these lines. Rather remember the questions. Okay. The particles are separated from each other by very large distance. By very large distance. Achha, what will this do? Now let us see. Okay, so for example, we have this is a container in which we should have gas, in which we should have gases. Okay. Now, if I'm writing some points here, let's say this is a gas. These are gases. Okay, these are gases. Okay, so these are very far apart. These are very far apart. Now, if I compare actual volume of gas versus the volume occupied by gas. You understand the difference between both of these terms? The phrases that I've written, the actual volume of the gas and the volume occupied by gas, yes or no? Yes, Heshma? Do you
Yes.
understand the difference? What is the
Yes.
difference? Tell me. What is the difference? Tell me.
Volume occupied by the gas is the entire volume of the container,
Correct.
and the actual volume of the gas is how much it really needs, the volume it really needs.
Like if you find out the volume of one atom or one molecule, one particle of gas, then multiply by the number of gas molecules, right?
Yes.
Then we will get the actual volume. Okay. Is everyone in the same line? Yes or no? Mariam, Samaira, Aisha? Yes.
Sir.
What about you guys? Savio and Muhammad? You're following, right? You're following?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what we can say is, let me just get this here. Let me move this here. Erase this and How many points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. So this is the actual volume. Rather, I should make it here. Wait a second. Can you see that? So this is the actual volume. And this is the volume that is occupied by the gas. Okay. Fine. So the third point that we can write. Now, since they are separated by very large distance, what happens? Since they are separated by very large distance, what happens? The actual volume of gaseous particles is negligible compared to the volume occupied by gas. The volume occupied by the gas. Okay. Now, I have written these as they are here. Okay. So will they always be here? Tell me, guys, will they always be here or they will be moving?
They will be moving.
And so we are still answering. What? We're still answering where are they? So where are they? So as an like they have a large distance and that distance is fixed. No, but that distance is also changing, but still there it is a very large distance. And also what is happening? The molecules, they are moving around, they are colliding with each other. Sometimes they're also colliding with the walls. And if they are colliding, then they will be changing their directions. Okay, whenever there's a collision, they will be changing their direction, whether it is colliding with the same particles or it is colliding with the walls Okay. So the fourth point is, so what will be the question? Are they in the same position? So you have answered where are they? Are they there at each and every time? No. So the fourth question is, where are they? We're still answering, where are they actually? Please write with me. What should I write? The particles are in a constant random motion. As they do what? As they collide with each other. And also with the wall of container. And change directions. Okay, this is the fourth point that we are now. When we are talking about collision, so you have learned about collisions in physics, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what type of collisions can be there?
Sir, elastic collision and inelastic collision.
Elastic collision and inelastic collision. Okay. So where is, I mean, how do you distinguish what is elastic collision and what is inelastic collision?
In elastic collision, the total energy is conserved, momentum is conserved,
Okay.
and there is no dissipative forms of energy.
Okay. So how will you, I mean, what do you think when these gaseous molecules and these collisions are happening? So what do you think? Is it elastic or is it inelastic? Think about it. Don't say anything. Just think about it for a while. Think about, I mean, you must have had some experience with gases in real life. Think about that and tell me. Okay. Achha, you have, what I'm saying is, you have kept some gas in a container, all of you, at some point or at one or some point of your time. Can you guys tell me what is that point? Where did you keep a gas in container? In a closed container. Not even one particle of the gas was able to escape. Tell me. You have, I mean, you have, all of you have done that. Tell. You don't, you cannot think of any events, any experiences such that, Hishma? Yes, Hishma?
No, sir.
No? Okay, what about you, Mariam?
Sir, just closing an empty container.
Closing an empty container. Okay, no. Like, I mean, you were even able to feel the pressure, how much pressure is there, and not measure, but feel. Samaira, tell me.
So Pepsi or Coca-Cola.
Pepsi
We
or
like
Coca-Cola?
open, when we open.
A
When you-
balloon.
Sarah, very good. Balloon, na? All of you? So you have handled gases, right or not? And you were carefully handling it. You were not like blowing the balloon so, I mean, you're not filling up the air so much that it gets burst. So you were carefully handling gases molecules. Okay. Now think about, now inside that balloon, all the gas particles, they are colliding with each other. Now, if there is inelastic collision, there must be some energy which is dissipating. Must be some energy which is dissipating. Now, think and tell me, think about it. What will happen if energy is getting dissipated? And think about in the terms of temperature of that particular balloon. Okay, so I'm just giving you some seconds to think about it. I'm just pushing you guys. Maybe someone can answer, maybe not. But think about it. What should happen? Like if it is elastic collision, then what should be happening in the temperature? And if it is inelastic collision, then what should be happening to the temperature? Okay. And if the energy is getting dissipated, in what form the energy should be getting dissipated? So think about those terms. And this is how science is done. This is how science is done. Something is happening inside, but we measure it indirectly. We measure it or we quantify it, or rather we also predict if that is something is happening or not. So now what we are doing, like in a thought experiment only, we are thinking about whether there will be an elastic collision or non-elastic collision, and you will get an answer. Hishma, tell me, what do you think? Elastic or non-elastic? With reason.
Elastic.
Why elastic? अच्छा, if it was जैसे आप लोग याद कीजिए 9th class में √2 is a irrational number, है ना? So what did we do? We started with √2 is a rational number. So let us start here also. What will happen if it is an inelastic collision? Tell me, Hishma. Why do you think it is not happening? What would have happened if it was a non-elastic or inelastic collision? Mariam, Samaira, Sarah, Savio, Shiraj, Muhammad, anyone?
So can you repeat?
So we have a balloon, right? You know elastic and non-elastic, or elastic and inelastic collisions?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell the difference? What is the difference between elastic and non-elastic?
If it's elastic, when you pull it, and if you leave it, then it will go back to its original size.
No, you have not. No. Collisions. We are talking about collisions.
Yeah, sorry, sir. I don't.
No, okay. Pain, no problem. So this is physics component. Those who have learned in physics elastic and non-elastic, the question is for them. Acha. So if it was inelastic collision, then some energy should have been dissipated, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now that particular energy would be in form of what? Tell me. Heat, na? Yeah, heat or sound. So I mean, obviously, so many particles, if they are hitting each other and you are not hearing anything, right? You are not hearing anything. That means they are not exactly in the sound wave region. So they are not, I mean, the sounds are not so high that you can hear them. Okay. Now the second thing is that neither there is some heat, because what would have happened if it was inelastic collision, that the balloon's temperature would have been increasing slowly. Yes or no? If it was inelastic? No.
Yes, sir.
Yes, no. So from here we can say that. Like we really don't know whether it is elastic or non-elastic. We cannot even measure that. है ना? We cannot take one gases atom, देखते दोनों टकराता है तो क्या होता है ना? So in physics, it is a very, what we can say, it is a very ideal kind of life that you don't have any friction and you can measure everything. But in reality, the chemistry is what I mean, the real science where you put physics. So in chemistry, what you have to do, you have to just think about what we can measure and what we cannot measure, and from there you tell whether something is elastic, non-elastic, and various other properties of any particular event. So from here, we will say that the collisions are what? The collisions are elastic collisions. Okay, so please write that. All of you understood this? Any doubt? Anyone? Sarah, Savio, Samaira?
No, sir.
Now, now you can ask someone why it is elastic, and you can also explain someone why it is elastic. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But please mention, like, we really don't know what is happening, but for our use, for our doing of science, what we can do, we can only measure the temperatures and we can only hear the sounds. So we talk about measurables. If we cannot measure it, then obviously it is not happening. In reality, क्या हो रहा क्या पता? आसमान क्या सच में blue है? But नहीं, the sky is not blue, right? We perceive it as blue. So what we can see is what we say it is. So we cannot measure what is happening in the temperature. There is no considerable change in the temperature. That is why we say that it is elastic collision. Okay, it is elastic collision. So write the fifth point here. Write the fifth point here. These collisions are perfectly elastic. Are perfectly elastic. What does that mean? It means that, so for Shiraj, it means what? No loss of energy. Occurs when the molecules collide with one another, collide with one another, collide with one another, or with the walls of container, or with the walls of container. So I hope you will never forget this point, that these collisions are perfectly elastic. Hai na? So you have a very good mental picture in your head also about that balloon. Done? Okay. Now, the sixth point. In gaseous state, gas has a very peculiar property that, I mean, the gaseous atoms are so far away that these two particular atoms, they are not interacting with each other. So, I mean, wherever it is going, it is due to because somebody hit it somewhere else. Somebody hit it somewhere else, and that is why it is moving in this direction. And why it is moving? Because there is some temperature, because it is not 0 Kelvin, right? So if you have some temperature, it will be translated in the motions. Okay. So whatever temperature you have, it is due to this motion. It is due to this motion. So that is why it is moving, and the direction, because it hit a wall somewhere, or it collided with some other particles. Okay. So here you can write what? So these are so far away that there is no interaction between them. Okay. The gaseous particles, there are no force of interaction. There are no force of interaction between molecules at ordinary temperature and pressure. At ordinary temperature and pressure. Hence, what we can say? We can say that they move completely independent of one another. That means the direction or the speed at which it is moving, it is not dependent on some other particle. It is on its own, and this particle is also on its own. Okay, they all are on their own. But this is also important at ordinary temperature. Okay, at ordinary temperature, that means you are not moving very far away from the normal room temperature and the atmospheric pressure. If you move very far away from the room temperature and the pressure, then obviously they will be coming closer together, or they will be interacting. Okay. The seventh point is, so when these particular gases molecule, they hit the wall like this. A random motion is happening. Randomly, they are hitting the walls, and that gives the pressure. And that is the reason for the pressure of the gas. Please write the pressure exerted by gas is due to the collision of its molecules on the walls of the container. Now write the 8th point. See, as I said earlier that these motions, now why it is moving, first of all, it is moving because of temperature. So since it is moving, it is having kinetic energy, and if the kinetic energy will be higher, the speed of the molecules will be higher, and if the speed of the molecules is higher, then the kinetic energy also will increase. That means we can see, and also please remember that we will always talk about the average kinetic energy. For example, if I have a container and here I have let's say 1 mole, then we will talk about the average kinetic energy of the gases particles. We are not talking about individual gases particles. Okay, so average kinetic energy. So please write with me the average kinetic energy of the gases, the gas particles, to say, is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Okay, so temperature in Kelvin scale. That means at 0 Kelvin, the kinetic energy will also be 0. So these are the 8 points. And in some books, you may see that the 4th and the 3rd point, they are mixed together. No, the 3rd and the 2nd point are mixed together, but I keep it differentiated. So write 8 points. Did you guys write with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all of you written?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So this is the kinetic theory of gases. Okay, kinetic theory of gases. Now just take a moment. I will give you 1 or 2 minutes. Read it once again. Okay, all the 8 points. Because I don't want you to read it home or something. So just read it once here and then it will be done. Done reading?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So just you don't have to look at this once again. Whatever you, if you will be looking now, then please think about the questions. Okay, please think about the question. Now we will have a topic which is the molecular speeds and Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. Boltzmann, B-O-L-T-Z. So these are two different scientists, Maxwell and Boltzmann. So what they did, they plotted a graph in which they plotted the molecular speeds of I mean, I hope all of you can agree that all the particles, now all those tiny particles of the gaseous molecule, they will not have same speed. Yes or no? They will not have same speed, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so they will not have same speed. So molecular speed. And let us say here you should write fraction of molecules. Fraction of molecules. Okay. So here you have molecular speed. Now I can say something is that all the gaseous particle will be having some speed, right? There will be no one with a zero speed, but it is just for the sake of drawing this graph, we can say. So it will be something like this. Most of the gases are having, right? Now some of the gases will be having very high energy, but as we go towards higher molecular speed, the fraction will be getting lesser and lesser, right? Getting lesser and lesser. So this is the graph that they said that all of these elements are, all of these molecules, all of these particles are having, most of them are having what? Some speed, but only a few are having. So this particular line here, if I see, this is now, oops. I should say this speed, now, this speed. This is known as the most probable speed. So it means that if you pick one of the gases particle, this is the most probable speed that it can have. Okay, this is known as most probable. This one says most probable speed. And this is most probable speed. That means if you pick one of these tiny particles, the probability of having this speed is highest. The speed is highest.
Sir, is it for most of the gases?
No, all of the gases. For all of the gases, they have.
Okay.
No, all of the gases they have. Okay, so this is most probable speed. Okay, so now we will sum this up. Okay, so just write remarks. First point, the fraction of molecules with very low or very high speeds is very small. And we can see that in the graph also. It will be very small. Okay, next point. Next point. Write with me the fraction of molecules having higher speeds, goes on increasing till it reaches the peak, and then it starts to decrease. Okay. Now, the third point is the most important point. The maximum fraction of molecules possess a speed corresponding to the peak in curve. Now, the speed that is corresponding to the speed corresponding to the peak is called most probable speed. It is given by U, and the subscript you have MP.
So what is the last word in the third point, second line?
Third point. Oh, curve. Now we will look at the factors that affect the most probable speed. So one of the factors will be temperature, right? What will happen if the temperature increases? The most probable speed will increase or decrease. If the temperature increases, guys, what will happen? What do you think? The most probable speed will increase or decrease if the temperature increases. Hishma, Aisha. Yes, Aisha, tell me. You're not audible. Aisha, I can't hear you. Hishma, what do you think?
It will increase.
It will increase, right? Samaira, Sarah, Savio,
Yes, sir.
right? So if we increase the temperature, the most probable speed will increase. Okay. Done with the remarks?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Aisha,
Yes,
correct.
sir.
Okay. Now let us write factors affecting the UMP. Okay, the most probable speed. The number one factors: temperature. So we can directly say is directly proportional to temperature. Okay, it is directly proportional to temperature. That means if the temperature will increase, the most probable speed will also increase. Okay, so now you can also get some questions like this. You have a graph. Now making the most probable speed is tough. Let me see. This was fine. Now I can do one thing. Can I do that? I don't think I can. Let me see. Exactly something like this happened. This height will also decrease, na? This height will also decrease. Wait a second. Less number, but they will be at higher speed. It was better if I did something like this. यहाँ से इसको अगर छोटा कर देते तो हो जाता. So we will have something like this. So here you have what? The molecular speed. Here you have fraction. So let us say this graph, this plot. Let me change the color. This plot is what? T1. This plot is what? T2. So tell me which is higher. Tell me which option is correct. In the chat, okay? In the chat, tell me which option is correct. अरे नहीं आ रहा है क्या आप लोगों को? Ishma? Okay, okay.
Yes.
Sarah has given. Okay. So here Muhammad has given. What about others? Send the answer. Send the answer. What happened, guys? किसी कोई आंसर नहीं दे रहा. हिश्मा, समायरा, सारा, सारा has given. सावियो, आयशा, मरियम, नहीं आ रहा आप लोगों को? Yes, Hishma, tell me. You're not able to understand? You cannot?
I'm not getting the question.
You're not getting the question? Okay. So you understood this? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Now what did I do? I have the same gas, okay? The same gas. I plotted the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution plot at temperature T1, and then I plotted it at temperature T2. Okay. So for temperature T1, I got this kind of graph, and for temperature T2, I got this purple kind of graph. So now you have to predict which one of them is higher temperature. Okay. You understood the question? Ishma?
Yes, sir.
Now answer me. What about Samaira? You got the question now? Samaira?
Yes, sir.
हाँ तो फिर दीजिए जवाब. इतना क्यों टाइम लग रहा है? कैलकुलेट करने बैठ गए क्या आप लोग? Okay, Samaira. Hishma, Mariam, Savio, and Shiraz. चलिए All of you, please keep the mic on. All of you turn on the mic. All of you. Aisha, Hishma, Samaira, Sara, Savio, Muhammad. All of you turn the mic on. Okay. All of you turn the mic on. Anna, and tell me which is higher, MP1 or MP2? Which is higher? Which is higher, MP1 or MP1 is higher? MP1 is higher, everyone? Yes, Sara, MP1 is higher?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Mariam, Hishma, Samaira, what do you guys think?
Yes, MP1.
MP1 is higher. This is higher. अरे मूर्खों क्या हो गया आप लोगों को?
MP2.
Sir, I said so, MP1 is higher.
पहली बार देख रहे हैं क्या ग्राफ आप लोग? हाँ, MP1 is higher. आयशा भी yes sir. वाह, क्या हुआ? Are you guys getting saturated with chemistry? हाँ, yes, Sara and all of you guys. MP2 is higher ना? Tell me. अरे बोलिए हाँ या ना? अरे
But how, sir?
अच्छा, how? Oh, okay. Yes, sir. I've seen graph ना, आपका
Yeah, sir,
दिमाग
yeah, sir. MP2 is higher.
हाँ, अभी चमक रहा है धीरे धीरे सबको. सारा, हाँ नहीं हम नहीं समझाएंगे सारा, है ना? Think. You have asked. You will be ashamed what you have asked. Why MP2 is higher? Think, है ना? Think about this as x-axis, है ना? This will be x-axis ना सारा? This will be y-axis,
Yes, sir.
है ना? So now think. You start putting in numbers somewhere. You will start here 0, है ना?
MP2 has
Then there
higher
will-
value on x-axis.
Yes, sir. I got it.
शर्म आ रही है आपका? शर्म आ रही है आपको? सारा समझ शर्म आ रही है? दिमाग ही बंद करके बैठ जाते हैं बिल्कुल. Okay, so MP2 is higher than MP1, and what temperature is what? Temperature is directly proportional. That means we will not change the sign. We will write T2 here and we will write T1 here. So B option is correct. Only Hishma gave the right answer. Everyone was like, ये ऊपर देख लिया हमने. Oh my God, ऊपर है तो ज्यादा होगा. It is higher. That is why it will be high. It is higher. So high. Where did you said? You did not say anything. आपने तो आंसर दिया ही नहीं आयशा. No. You, A, B, C, D, where did you write? You did not give me A, B, C, D, this answer. Okay. Now next is molar mass of gas. Na? Molar mass of gas. What do you guys think? What can move faster? A lighter gas or a higher, I mean, lighter gas. Lighter से तो gas चालू होता है. But खैर, what do you think? What can move fast? A gas with less molar mass or a gas with high molar mass? A large molar mass, tell me.
With lesser molar mass.
With lesser molar mass, na? So speed will be higher. So I can see that. Yes. Is what it is inversely proportional to? It is inversely proportional to the molar mass. It is inversely proportional to molar mass. So let us just take this graph only. Okay, but here we are not measuring the temperatures. This is the molar masses, okay? So you will tell me. ध्यान से कीजिए अब. Okay, all the best. Sir, how MP2 will be higher, sir? How, sir? Sir, how, sir? Tara, you gave the answer for balloon, na? I think.
Yes, sir.
फिर balloon बांध लिया था क्या सर मैं आपने अपने? I was so happy that somebody said balloon, है ना? And उसके बाद you are asking why MP2 is higher than MP1. But it's okay, है ना? हम ऐसे डांट दी, but it's okay, okay? Don't worry. It happens with the best of us. It happens with the best of us. हमें तो हम Zoom के अंदर घुस के मारेंगे कोई गलत जवाब दिया तो. Better have a reason for that, okay? Better have a reason for that. Okay, only one answer. What happened, guys? Acha. Okay. So all of you don't answer me, but I'm helping you. I'm asking you some question. Think about like that. Okay. But first of all of you will tell me one answer. We have how many axes here? Tell me now, all of you. How many axes are there? How many axes are there in this graph? अरे बोलिए तो बोलिए ये सवाल का जवाब दीजिए. 2. Hishma, Mariam, Samaira, Savio, Mohammed.
2.
How much? 2.
2.
All of 2 na? And tell me, have we, please listen very carefully, is there any axis which represents molar mass? Is there any axis which represents molar mass? Is there any axis which directly represents molar mass? Yes or no? Yes, Muhammad, Aisha, Hishma, Mariam, Samaira, Sara, Savio, what happened? Arey, I will scold you guys. Tell me, Hishma, is there any axis where we have plotted? I'm not asking a trick question. I will not say that it is indirectly mentioned. Please tell me, can you see molar mass written in one of the axes, in any one of the axes?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, na, no. So सीधा बोलिए no. Fine. That means you can never directly predict what is the correct answer here. Looking at the graph, you cannot find molar mass directly. What is something that you can? What is something that represents? I would say that is related to molar mass in these axes. Tell me. What is here? अच्छा, अब समायरा लोग का थोड़ा दिमाग चमक रहा है, हाँ? Samaira, tell me. Between these two axes, na, the y-axis and the x-axis, which of them can tell me about the molar mass?
The MP1 and MP2.
MP1, है ना? That means molecular speeds. So what you will do, the first thing that you have to do is you have to write the relationship between MP1 and MP2. So what is the relationship? MP2 is greater than MP1. Always do this like ना. ये हमेशा से हम बता रहे, even in the Charles and Boyle, so when we are doing, and not Charles Boyle, so but later on, like Gay-Lussac law, in that Gay-Lussac law also, and also yeah, Charles law also, and we started with this, and then we see what is directly proportional or inversely proportional. So this is the molecular speed that we can directly get from the graph. Now we are inferring about the molar masses from the graph. So when we infer from the molar masses, we say that okay, it is inversely proportional. So I will write what M2 here, and I will write M1 here, but I will change the sign. That's it. So just look at the answer. M1 is greater than A is the answer, है ना? ये मत देखिए, ये fraction बता रहा है, कुछ नहीं बता रहा ये. Don't see this axis, okay? Don't see this axis. यही गलती कर रहे थे आप लोग यहाँ
I
पे।
gave the answer, sir, in the chat.
हाँ हाँ, I mean, जिसने सही जवाब दिया मुबारकबाद उसको, डेयरी मिल्क खा लीजिएगा खुशी में। बट समझ में आया कि नहीं ये बताइए, all of you got this, yes or no?
Yes.
I did the same way, sir.
अरे हाँ, okay fine, then get a dairy milk and eat that. Yeah, so some of you gave the correct answer. आप लोग अगर इंडिया में होते ना, आई एम सीरियसली सेइंग, हाँ नहीं सारा तो इंडिया में, बट दैट वुड बी लाइक व्हाट आई कैन से, ये हो जाएगा, नाइंसाफी हो जाएगी। So one of my I mean my sister is also studying in an online class. She's preparing for some examination. There the reward is like in offline classes we used to give chocolates, hai na? So this is chocolate question. But now we have data questions. What is data question? So if you do that something correct, then you will get, I mean, I will send you a voucher in your number of 1 GB data. But I cannot do that for the Middle East guys, hai na? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
सारा आप तो यही है।
Yes, sir.
But I cannot give you also, otherwise it will be injustice. Okay, fine. So we are done with these two factors. Now there are some more speeds. Okay, there are some more speeds other than the most probable speed. For example, if you see this graph now, I don't know how good are you with graphs. I mean, I can see that you are not very good with the graphs, but as you can see here, na, the average speed will not be equal to the most probable speed. Hai na? The average speed will not be equal to most probable speed. Okay, Heshma, fine, you can go. So average speed will be a bit higher than most probable speed. Okay, and there is one more speed which is known as the root mean square speed. But let us just write those things because those speeds are used directly in the examinations. Okay. Okay, so right here, first of all, molecular speeds. Now in molecular speeds, we have learned one molecule speed. What is the one molecular speed that we have learned? That is the most probable. That is the most probable speed, that is U of MP, yeah? Most probable speed. What is this? It is the speed of, maximum fraction molecules of a gas. Also, one more is important, at a particular temperature, at a particular temperature. Right, the second point, that is average speed. It is given by U of AV. The subscript we have AV. It is the average speed it is the average, or rather you should say it is the average of different speeds. No, it will be average. It is the average of different speeds of all molecules present in a given sample of gas. How will we calculate average speed? We can say that, for example, U average will be equal to what? U average will be equal to what? We have U1. This is one of the speed. Some molecules are having one speed. Then you will have U2. So why I'm writing U always. U2 plus U3 plus and so on like this. Divided by n. That is, what is n? The total number of gas molecules. Total number of gas molecules. This is u average. The average speed. Then the last one is root mean square speed.
Sir, can you scroll up for this
Yeah,
one?
sure. Yeah. Never hesitate, okay? If you want to ask me for scrolling up, you can ask always. This is U R M S. It is the square root of the mean of the squares of different speeds the molecules of a gas. Okay. Now can I scroll down?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So URMS, again I write mu. URMS will be equal to so first of all, what you have to do, you have to write the mean of these squares. The mean of these squares will be u1 square plus u2 square plus u3 square and so on divided by n. Now this is the root mean. This is the this is the mean square. Now we will root this. Now we will do what? We will root this. This is the root mean square. Okay, this is the root mean square. Okay, root mean square. Now note. Now in this, the highest is URMS. Then we have U average. And the least of all these are UMP. Can I scroll down? I want to make a graph.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Something like this, no? It's tough to draw. I mean, the tablets, these vacuums ones, these are very slippery. No, I'm not happy. Okay. Now the root mean square speed will be somewhere here. This is the most probable speed. Then let us say you will have the U average speed of that. Will be somewhere here. And at last you will have the URMS. Slightly more down here. Okay. Now also write the relationship. First write, draw this.
So what does N represent in the equation?
Equation, number of the gaseous molecules. Then
Yes, sir.
now there are some expressions that you have to learn, and you can be asked direct questions from this. So number one, the UMP, it is represented, it is given by square root of 2 RT upon M. Second is U average eight RT upon pi M. The third one is URMS. This is 3 RT upon M. Okay, this is 3 RT upon M. I hope from here you can see now that URMS is the highest value, will have the highest value, because RT upon M, RT upon M, RT upon is upon M is what? Same for all of the cases. But you have a difference here with here it is 2, here it is 8, and here it is 3. But here it is 8 by pi. So 8 by 3. What will be 8 by 3? What will be 8 by 3? Eight by 3 will be less than 3, na? It will be somewhere around 2.7, 2.6. It will be 2.6. If you want to find the ratio here, see. UMP is to U average is to URMS. Okay, is to URMS. So if UMP is 1, U average will be 1.128. This will be 1.224. I mean, these ratios, they are helpful in your entrance examinations. Not very much in the CBSE board examination, but still, these are, sometimes it may, CBSE may go crazy. So just that.
So what is this ratio? Can you explain again?
So what I did was just 2 upon RT divided by M under root, okay? Ratio 8 RT upon pi M, okay? And here we had 3 RT upon M and under root. Then we just simplified it, nothing else. But first of all, we can do now. See, since these are ratio, we can eliminate the RTs, right? Yes or no? RT upon M with all of them, because these are same. Now in ratio, what we are doing, we are comparing only now in ratios. Yes or no?
Yes.
So while we are comparing, what we should do, we should remove whatever which is same. Now we can compare what is different here. Now when you will, for example, if I will solve this and treat this as 1. So what I have to do to treat it as 1, I have this as √2. This is what √2 is 2. Yeah, this will be what? This will be 8 by pi under root, and this will be √3. Now I will multiply √2 everywhere. Here also I will multiply. Divide by √2. So inside I can write 2. Again, this also inside I can write 2. Now if you solve this, you will get this as 1. You will get this as 1.128, and you will get this as 1.224. That's it. Okay. Any doubt? Any doubt till here?
No, sir.
No. Okay. No. Now we will move to the last discussion, that is the behavior of real gases. Now you must have seen in our equations and in our derivations that we have used this word, that is ideal. Okay, ideal gas. What is an ideal gas? Ideal gas is something that what it will do, it will strictly follow the Charles law, Boyle's law, and the Avogadro's law. It will strictly follow Charles law, Boyle's law, and Avogadro's law. But all the real gases are not the same. All the real gases are not the same. For example, if we start with the smallest thing, the size is not same for all of them. Yes or no? Yes or no? The size is not same. The size is not same. And then their masses is also not same. Yes? The mass is also not same, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, one more thing that we discussed was in kinetic theory of gases, we took the actual volume. We took the actual volume of the gas as negligible. Now, this may be true only if the size is small, but we can have gases, starting from very small helium to very large, such as I2. So these I2 molecules was what? Helium is in first period. Okay, so it has only one shell. What about I2? I2 is in which period? I2 is in which period? Fluorine is in second, chlorine, bromine, then iodine. So this is in second period. This is in third period. This is in fourth period. This is in fifth period. So this will have one shell, two shell, three shell, four, five shell it will be having. That means there will be some gases which will not behave ideally. It will not behave ideally. And those gases are known as, those are what? Those are real gases. Those are real gases. Okay. So, right, behavior of real gases. Now, first of all, we have to identify what is ideal gas or perfect gas. So, what did we write? A gas which obeys the ideal gas equation, because ideal gas equation is itself derived from Charles law, Boyle's law, and Avogadro's law. That means we can directly write a gas which obeys the ideal gas equation. At all temperatures and pressures is called what? It is called ideal gas. It is called ideal gas. Okay. This is only, I mean, this part, no, this part is very crucial. At all temperatures and pressures. At all temperatures and pressures. Okay. But the real gases are not like that. I mean, real gas, if you think about it, at lower temperature and higher volume, they are not even gas. What do they become? They become solid. Yes or no? If I decrease the temperature and increase, sorry, if I decrease the temperature and increase the pressure, the gases, they will become liquid. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
What is the one? Can you tell me one example of a liquid gas? It's very paradoxical, but a liquid gas, a gas which has been turned into liquid. All of you, again, I'm saying, all of you
Oxygen.
must have oxygen. You have seen that. They say something that you have handled, and you have handled that.
Melting ice.
Sorry. Once again. Yes,
From
please.
liquid to gas.
No, from gas to liquid. We converted from gas to liquid. Yes, Mohammed?
I don't know, sir.
You don't know? Okay. I mean, okay, in your house, in which part do you think that will be?
Cylinder.
Very good, Maria. Very good. Cylinder, na? Gas cylinder, what does it have? What does it have? What do you say? That three-lettered word. I mean, not three-lettered word, but
Petroleum gas, I think.
so can you see how, I mean, it is ironical, no? It is liquefied, it is a liquid, but it was a gas. So it means the gases that we deal in the real life, they are not ideal. They're not even gas at some temperatures and pressures. How can they be ideal? So they deviate from the ideal behavior. I mean, if we talk about the best behavior of our gases in the real life, then we can say that they behave as ideal gases at very high temperatures and very low pressures. At very high temperatures and low pressure, they can behave as an ideal gas. But generally speaking, they are what? They are real gases, and they deviate from the ideal behavior. So from this we will start the next class. Okay, from this point, that is the real gas. And just to tell all of you guys, next week, I don't know, I mean, I have not asked our discussor, but I think next week is your Viva. Okay, so all of you, please be prepared. I think, let me schedule it only. Okay, let me schedule it on Monday. Okay, Monday you all will have Viva, next Monday. Can I get an affirmation that all of you heard this?
Based on this chapter, sir?
This chapter.
Okay.
Based on this chapter. Okay. And Mohammed, you are present today, है ना?
Yes, sir.
Will you remember that?
Yeah.
Achha, do you remember that you were present in the last lecture also?
Yeah, I do remember.
You do remember that. Okay, fine.
Sir,
Okay,
is there a gas which approaches almost the ideal gas behavior?
I mean, if you have anything now, which what I can say, for example, let us say helium. We will see the plots. And then you can see that helium is something that reaches the ideal gases. Okay, but generally speaking, at higher temperature, if I give very high temperature and very low pressure, then they can behave as ideal gas.
Okay, sir.